Salutations, this is Crazed Kitsune, aka Khuma'zi Tayuun, and welcome to White Mage for Dummies, level 60. I know I didn't mention that the previous video was level 50, sue me. With the intro out of the way, let's get into the actions and traits that are available to a White Mage at level 60 that they didn't have at level 50, and we will be discussing how those change things. First off, in the traits, we have at level 52 the trait Secret of the Lily. This grants a 50% or 100% chance that a lily is added to your healing gauge upon execution of Cure or Cure 2 on yourself or a party member while in combat. Lilies will lower the recast time for Asylum, Divine Venison, which we don't have yet, or Tetragrammaton by a percentage based on how many lilies you have stacked at the time. And once you use those, and when you use a skill and have its cooldown reduced, the lilies will be removed. If you have one lily, it's a 4% reduction, so not that impressive. 2 lilies will give you 10%, and 3 will be a 20% reduction to the cooldown of the skill, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty decent chunk. At level 54, you get Stone Mastery 2, which upgrades Stone 2 to Stone 3, and is why I couldn't demonstrate Stone 2 in my level 50 video. I'm level 60. I can't cast Stone 2 anymore unless I level sync. And finally, at level 60, you get Enhanced Mind 3, which gives you 24 mind, making you more powerful. So, quite nice. Now, let's just take a quick look. Yeah, Cure has a 50% chance of giving you a lily, and Cure 2 has a 100% chance of giving you a lily. So if you need to use Cure 2, that's actually a good thing at this point. Now, on to your job skills. At level 52, the same level you get Secret of the Lily, you get Asylum, the first skill whose cooldown is affected by your lilies. It is a 90-second cooldown, it has a 30 yalm range because it's a healer skill, and it has a 6 yalm radius. What this does is it will envelop an area that has a 6 yalm radius in a healing over time effect. All party members who stand within it will receive a potency 100 heal every time its heal over time ticks. The ticks of time effects are about every 3 seconds, I believe. At level 54, you get Stone 3. The same level you get Stone Mastery 2. This is a global cooldown spell with a 2.5 second recast. At level 60, it costs 442 MP. It costs as much as Stone 2, and is 10 potency stronger. Not the most impressive upgrade, but still an upgrade. At level 56, we get Assize, the second lily affecting skill. This is a 60-second cooldown with a radius of 15 yalms around you. It will deal a potency 300 attack to all enemies within 15 yalms of you. It will also heal all party members within 15 yalms of you, including yourself, with a potency of 300. And it will also restore 10% of your maximum MP. This is a skill you're probably going to be wanting to use with a fair bit of regularity because, honestly, it's really good. Asylum you generally use when the tank is fighting a boss, so they're standing in place to help offset the damage they're taking, or they're tanking large groups of enemies, or just in general tanking and you have it off cooldown, because it's only a 90-second cooldown. It's not crazy long. At level 58, we get Arrow 3. Now, you noticed that there was not an Arrow Mastery 2. That's because Arrow 3 is not like Arrow 2. Arrow 3 has a 5 yalm radius. It's AoE. It is on your global cooldown, it has a 2.5 second cast time. At level 60, it costs 530 MP. It has the same impact potency as Arrow and Arrow 2, but it does it in an area. And like Arrow and Arrow 2, it will apply a damage over time effect to everything it hits. This damage over time is potency 40 and lasts for 24 seconds. So it lasts a little bit longer than Arrow or Arrow 2. So you would cast Arrow 3 first, and then Arrow 2 if you're helping with DPS. You wouldn't be bothering with Arrow 2 if it's an AoE fight, though. That would take too long. And lastly, at level 60, we get Tetragrammaton. This is a 60-second cooldown, 700 potency cure. It's essentially a free instant cast cure 2 that's on a cooldown, which you can shorten by having lots of lilies. We don't have the other skill that is affected by having lots of lilies yet. That's a post-60 skill, so we'll be getting to that when I eventually reach level 70. With all of the skills covered, let's get to the demonstrations. So, first off, I'm going to be demonstrating Tetragrammaton on myself. There, that's a 60-second cooldown. Now, I'm going to be throwing out Arrow 3 on all of these guys, and I'll throw Stone 3 at him. Okay, now I'm in combat because I have Enmity. Let's cast a Cure 2 and see what happens. Oh, I have to be missing health as well. So, I can't stack lilies. I mean, I could run out and try and find an enemy to demonstrate this, but that's a little more effort than is absolutely necessary. So instead, I'm just going to give you math. But there's Asylum. Let me go stand in it so I'm regenerating. You would throw this on the tank and probably throw a regen. Oh, that was a friendly scholar who's showing their power. But yeah, throw this on the tank, throw a regen on the tank, and their health will be recovering, helping to offset any damage they would be taking, in order to allow you to perhaps focus on some damage, or just conserve MP for when you will need to heal them. I have my chat log hidden, so I don't know if they're saying anything to me. They're probably trying to be friendly, and they think I'm being rude. Or maybe they just don't think I speak English. Anyway, here's Assai's. It's got a pretty decent heal on it, and it gives you a decent chunk of your MP back, which is, you know, rather nice, rather useful and helpful. But let's say that the tank just ate a tank buster, so they've lost a decent chunk of their health. Well, you can do this. Cure 2 Tetragrammaton! There, you just restored over 10,000 health in the time it takes to cast one spell. Rather nice. And it would be even nicer if that was a critical Cure 2, or a direct hit critical Cure 2. That would be pretty amazing. Especially if you also direct hit criticaled Tetragrammaton. Yeah, healer can churn out some pretty big heals when they push themselves a little bit, and their AoE healing is quite powerful, what with Asylum, Assai's, Medica 2, Medica, Cure 3. Yeah. White Mage. All about that AoE. But Tetragrammaton is a 60-second cooldown. What this means is, say you have 4 lilies and then you use Tetragrammaton. That will shave 12 seconds off its cooldown time. So instead of being 60, it's 48. Asylum takes 90 seconds normally, but if you have 4 lilies, that will take 18 seconds off of it, moving it from 90 to 72. And that may not always sound like a lot, but a few seconds can make a huge difference. And since you're going to be casting Cure and Cure 2 simply by function of being in combat, you're going to be accumulating lilies. Especially if you're using Cure 2 a lot, since it gives you a lily every time, and Cure 2, if you have bad luck, will never give you lilies. If you have good luck, will always give you lilies. On average, it'll give you a lily every 2 casts. And that's everything new at level 60 covered. White Mage gains some more area healing, some utility to their healing because their instant casting costs nothing. They gain a new AoE, they gain a new damage over time effect, which is also area, and they gain a more powerful, slightly, attack spell. So, things don't change too much for White Mage at level 60. They just get a bit more powerful and a bit more utility-based. Still, very nice. I hope this video has been helpful to you and informative, and if not, my sincerest apologies, please forgive me. And with that, until my next video, goodbye.